Hey beautiful people, what is up and welcome back to my channel. Today, very exciting because I am going to be doing a first impressions on the, I want to call it brand new because it's new to me, but this is like kind of brand new. This is the Tom Ford Traceless Matte Concealer. Now this came out about 7 months ago and it actually retails for $60. So you know, the price is pricing. Now the reason why I have this concealer to try for you guys today is because I was at my cosmetics company store and I was able to pick it up at 50% off. So instead of paying $60, I actually paid $30 for this, which is around the typical standard price of a concealer. So I'm gonna try this so you guys can see what it looks like on my skin tone. I'm also gonna be trying it with the Traceless Matte Foundation because these are kind of meant to be paired together, right? So let me give you guys some quick product details before we dive into some swatches, the demo on my under eyes, and some comparisons to other concealers in my collection. So this is the Traceless Soft Matte Concealer. It says that it melts a hydrating skincare ingredient with imperfection blurring makeup technology. The formula features hyaluronic acid for instant 12-hour hydration and spherical powders to ensure silky smooth, seamless application for a comfortable, non-drying wear. So apparently it has skincare infused in there. It does say that it has vitamin E and hyaluronic acid. So there's that. Now, like I said, this does retail for $60. It's kind of available everywhere. Sephora, Macy's, Nordstrom, all that fun jazz. And it comes in 20 shades, which is not bad for Tom Ford. I'm actually quite surprised. So this is the packaging for the concealer. And interestingly enough, it's the same size as a Tom Ford lipstick. The exact same size. In terms of product, you get 0.12 ounces of product, which is quite frankly not a lot. It even opens up like a lipstick. Like you could... Anyways, so like I said, I picked up 2 shades at the CCO. I wasn't really sure what to get, so, you know, don't judge me, you guys. But I ended up picking up 7 Neutral Olive is what I'm thinking this is, or it's called Almond. As well as 6 Warm One, and it's called Spice. So here we have 7 Neutral Olive. You can see pretty much my skin tone. And right underneath we have 6 Warm. Okay, so now that you've seen the 2 shades swatched on my hand, let's dive into the demo so you can see it applied to my face. Okay, so my eyes are done and you guys can already see that I have my foundation on. I'm actually wearing the Traceless foundation stick, which is essentially supposed to be compatible with the new Tom Ford concealer. This is in shade 10.5 Mocha. And I just did a light layer. I really do like this foundation because it can be really light. I like foundation sticks because they're easy to travel with. So I definitely recommend that one, but pick it up at the CCO if you can, because I think it's like $90, but at the CCO you can get 40 to 50% off. So, like I said in the intro, I have 2 shades of the concealer. I picked this up at the CCO for 50% off, so instead of paying $60, I paid $30 each. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply 1 shade on either side of the eye. I did try to swatch this in store, and I wasn't even really sure. The lighting was kind of weird, so I did decide to go ahead and pick up 2 shades just to see. One is closer to my skin tone and darker, whereas one is a little bit lighter. Now, you guys already know that I don't like super stark, bright under eyes, so that's kind of what we're going in with this as. So I'm going to put the darker shade under this eye and the lighter shade under this eye. So that darker shade is actually 7NO, which I'm assuming is Neutral Olive, maybe. And it's called Almond, like that's the actual shade name. So I'm just gonna draw a little bit. Yeah, this is pretty much my skin tone. Can't even remember. So it actually might be a little bit darker. Jesus. Okay. Now I do have hypopigmentation, so this actually might be good because it's gonna blend into my skin tone. And then the lighter shade is 6W1, which I guess is 6 warm. And I'm gonna put that on the side of the eye. Okay, both of these are pretty close in terms of my skin tone, so very, very natural. So I'm just taking the lighter one, which is 6W, and I'm just putting that on the rest of my face. Actually, I'm also going to turn down my ring lights a little bit because I think it might be blowing out the color a tad. Okay, so I've just turned off the ring lights. And you can see this is the 6 warm concealer. This is the 7 neutral. Now I'm just going to take my Rare Beauty concealer brush and I'm going to start blending this in. And I'm just taking my foundation brush to blend out the edges of that concealer so that they aren't crazy harsh lines. Okay, so this is what the concealer looks like blended out in the under eye. Not gonna lie, I am really liking this. It is lightweight. It doesn't look like it sinks into any fine lines. It's probably too early to tell. I gotta wear it for the day and see how I feel about it, but so far, you guys, really like this. Now, I will admit the colors are pretty much my skin tone, but quite frankly, that's kind of how I prefer my concealer. And I'm just gonna set this with my Pat McGrath under eye blurring powder. This is in the shade yellow. So that yellow is actually gonna brighten up that concealer or that under eye area because it is on the lighter end, as you can see. So everywhere where I laid down that concealer, I'm just gonna take this brush and run it over with that Pat McGrath powder. But as I was saying, I have hypopigmentation. You can kind of see it peeking through my skin where my under eye is a little bit lighter than the rest of my face. So for the most part, I don't like going in with pretty stock light concealers for my skin tone. Because I just think it looks weird, and I prefer to have a just kind of a more even face versus a super bright under eye. Now that being said, I would probably be willing to go back and get a lighter shade just for, you know, testing purposes. See how I feel about it and see. It's always good to have a lighter shade in the collection. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead, finish up the rest of my face, and then I will come back, show you guys the full face, and then we'll do a couple of check-ins today so you can see how the concealer wears over time. So I'm just gonna go in with my Sephora Micro Smooth powder to set my full face. An oldie but a goodie plus drugstore is the Revolution Glow Bronzer. This is a huge one. It's definitely on the more red side, but it has great pigment and wears beautifully on the skin, blends really nicely. And you can easily amp it up or tone it down. I'm gonna go in with my Rich Betch blush from One Size, because I think this sort of maroon deep color actually pulls really nice with the eyeshadow. And I'm gonna mix that in with a little bit of my Lovejoy blush. This is an oldie but goodie from MAC, and I really love how this one wears on me. It has a little bit of shimmer in there, so. And I'm gonna use my trusty Divine Rose highlight from Pat McGrath. This is such a good one from her. Okay, I'm gonna finish up the waterline, add some mascara, run a brush through my hair, and then I'll come back to wrap up today's video. So I'm back, guys. This is the final face with everything on completely. So let me bring you in so you can see what the concealer looks like in the under eye. And this is the light side. So this is the 6 warm side, and this is the 7 neutral side. Not too much of a difference once all of the makeup is added, but I will say I like it. I think I like the 6 side better. But there's that. So the one thing that I want to do is I want to give you guys a couple of comparison swatches to other concealers that I have in my collection, just so you can see how the colors look. I do think I need to go back and get myself a deeper concealer, a lighter concealer, because these are pretty much skin tone. Now that's not a bad thing, because what it means is on my no makeup days, I can just wear concealer, even out the skin tone where I need to even it out, and be done with it. So I'm not mad at it at all, but I would like to see what a brighter concealer will do for the under eye area. So I'm gonna wear this for like the next 8 hours. I will be back maybe once or twice to show you guys what it looks like, and then to wrap up this video. Okay guys, so I just wanted to quickly show you a couple of comparisons so you can see what it looks like against some of the other concealers that I have in my collection. So here we have 7 Warm Olive Almond, as well as 6 Warm 1 Spice. So these are the 2 Tom Ford shades that I picked up. So next to that, I'm gonna compare it to my Sephora Micro Smooth concealers. So this first one is 33.5 yellow. Okay. And this one is one that I use when I want to be really, really bright. I don't typically use a ton of it because I prefer a more natural under eye. And then we have 44 yellow. This is like my typical go-to concealer. Next up, we have 430 Warm from Rare Beauty. This has also been my go-to as of late. And lastly, I do have the Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate Concealer. This was the release that they actually had before this one. This is in the shade 5 Warm Olive Tan. So here we have the 2 Tom Ford concealers. As you can see, these are also a little bit lighter, more seamless on the skin. These, because they're liquid, just a little bit thicker. But clearly, I went a little too deep with the shades that I picked up. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna go back and try to get some lighter shades that are more in this range, just so that I can see what a lighter one will do on my complexion. But yeah, these are the comparisons. So that's it for today's video, guys. I'll be back with a couple of updates on what the face looks like, and then probably a quick tidbit at the end to let you know how I thought the concealer was. Okay guys, I'm here and it's like a 2:30 p.m. check-in. Yes, I know I am greasy. I will powder, but I wanted to bring you guys in to see the concealer. Some of my eyeshadow did run, but there's no creasing, there's no cracking. I'm very happy. Let me scoot y'all out a little bit so that I can throw some powder on and mattify my face, because I am shining for the gods. And I'm using my Dior Backstage Powder No Powder because it is the most translucent and it's not gonna add any coverage. It's just gonna take that shine away. So, okay, so refreshed. So we started this wear test at 9 a.m. It is currently 2:39 p.m. I've been in meetings all day, so I didn't really have any time to touch up or do anything. So this is literally what it's looking like. I really like this. You know, it's not really emphasizing anything. My eyeshadow really is like doing the most in traveling where it don't need to be, but the concealer is concealing. So I will come back and give you guys another update at the end of the workday so you can see what it looks like. And I'm just gonna reapply some of my lips so I look not like the struggle. Okay, so back to it. Okay, I'm back for the final check-in. It is currently 5:16, so the end of the day, you guys. So let me bring you in a little bit closer, see what the under eyes are looking like. Really and truly no creasing whatsoever. So I just have like some runoff from my eyeshadow. That's a whole other issue, but yeah, this is it. I'm happy with this. I like the way this formula feels. I like the way this wore. Yes, I'm still a little shiny. It is what it is. Just rock with me here. But it's the end of the day. So just to sum everything up, I actually really like the formula of this concealer. I feel like it felt really nice. It wasn't as wet and as thick as a liquid concealer, which I think is good. And this is actually going to be really, really great for travel, in my opinion. Just saying. So I like the formula. The shades that I picked were a little too deep, but that's my own fault. I didn't really look to see what would match me well, and the swatches in the store actually appeared lighter. So I was a little bamboozled and hoodwinked by the lighting in the store, so I'm gonna go back and see if I can get a lighter shade. According to this, I should get the shade Terra, which is 6W1 or something like that. So I'm gonna try to get that one, and I might get one even a hair lighter than that. And what I'm actually gonna do to figure out what shade is, I'm gonna take one of my concealers that I currently use with me. I probably will take like my Rare Beauty one because I think this is a good match in terms of how light I would go. And just compare the shade to that just so I know that it is as light as I want it to be. Okay, so that's it, you guys. That's it. That's my first impressions on the Tom Ford concealer. I'm gonna come back and do maybe a second look with a different, not a second look, but a second try with a different shade. So be on the lookout for that. That being said, if you like today's video, go ahead and hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe on your way out if you haven't already done so. Join the fam. And as always, I want to thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you so much more than you know. Bye, guys. I'll catch you in my next one.